What is up, everybody? It's your boy G-Man.
It's your boy Noah.
And we are the Superhero Brothas. What's up, everybody? Today on this episode, we're going over Spider-Man Far From Home. As you can tell, Noah's rocking the Spidey suit.
You know. If you're watching the YouTube channel, you know. If you're listening to the podcast, I got my little Under Armour Spider-Man suit on. It's a little too short, though. I'm like feeling a little out of breath, but I'm still wearing it because it's relevant. Because this episode, Far From Home,
all about Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, man. A lot of big news in the... We're going to get to it, man. There's been a lot of news happening around Spider-Man. But I think the best place, to Najee's point, is starting off with the movie. I saw it twice. Najee, you watched it, what, once? Once, okay. Let's go ahead and hear your thoughts, because after I saw it twice, I definitely have some thoughts. But what were your thoughts?
I mean, I think overall it was a really great movie. I would have to say Tom Holland did a phenomenal job, I think.
Yeah, he's a great Spider-Man, dude. Love him as Spider-Man.
Yeah,
he's great.
There's a couple twists that I wasn't expecting, so spoiler alert for anyone who's watching.
Najee, if they haven't seen it by now.
Yeah, no, true.
If they're listening to this podcast, they should have. Look, if you're listening to this podcast and you haven't watched this movie yet, just go ahead and turn this off, real talk, and go watch the movie and then come back and listen to the podcast. So,
but the Skrulls impersonating Nick Fury and Maria Hill.
Something
the Shield,
like
the Shield agent.
The Shield agent.
So that was really cool. How they brought back J. Jonah Jameson at the end of the movie.
Really cool.
That was sick. Cool. I thought I was about to say Rey Mysterio. Mysterio was.
You really about to be Rey Mysterio for Raw versus SmackDown? Man, talking about wrestling, man.
But Mysterio as a villain, I think Jake Gyllenhaal did a really good job. The only thing I really didn't like, well, there's two things. It was like how they try to have Iron Man be like the Uncle Ben figure for Peter, and then also the weird kind of relationship between Happy and Peter's aunt.
Okay. Got it. All right. Well, we'll get to those points. I like the movie a lot. I'm a big Spider-Man fan. Of course, we grew up when, Tobey Maguire was the Spider-Man, right? But if we really think about it, that dude was like making Spider-Man when he was supposed to portray a high school student. I was pretty sure he was like in his 30s when he was making this. It's harder to relate or say that's Spider-Man because Spider-Man is in high school and Tobey Maguire looked like he was in college, right? So that's something I always thought about. But I think Tom Holland is an amazing actor. He's a great Spider-Man, 100%. If you're a real fan, you know that Mysterio is a bad dude. That's what was so funny. When people were during the movie theaters, they're like, "Oh man, he's saving the whatever," and I was just like, "Do y'all really even know Spider-Man and Marvel? Mysterio is a bad dude. I can promise you right now, he gonna betray him." And then next thing you know, when the guy takes that off, everybody's like, "Oh, what?" And I'm like, bruh, come on. Really? You're not paying attention? It was funny to know, I was like, dang, I really am a nerd because I do this from the beginning. But hey, that's why we even do this podcast. But
very true.
Anyway, thought it was really good. I thought the graphics are great. I would say some of my favorite parts, other than I really like just the visual effects in this movie, man. They had them do some really, really cool stuff. At the end. Yeah, and they had all the
those little
bots. Yeah, and then whenever
the drones.
Yeah, the drones, and then when he was actually within Mysterio's illusions, it looked so real. I was like, whoa, this is freaky. Yeah, it just looks so good.
Imagine if that was a 3D movie watching it. I would be freaked out.
Yeah, I would be dizzy, man. But I really love the visual effects. I love the actors in it. It's weird. I still don't really like Zendaya. How you pronounce her name?
Mary Jane Watson.
Yeah, the actors. I think it's Zendaya.
I think it is too.
So Zendaya's character of Mary J, I just don't like her with that personality. This whole gothic, I hate the world, I want to kill a squirrel. I'm not a fan of that.
That's she ever say
she doesn't. But her personality is real gothic and real dark. And I'm like, no. Mary Jane is supposed to be she's got a little bit of an edge, but she ain't straight up emo.
She's sarcastic. No, okay, so comically speaking, Noah definitely is correct. She's supposed to be kind of more of an uppity, I wouldn't say cheerleader.
And a redhead.
But she had red hair. In the movie, she had red hair. Don't even give me that look.
Bro, her hair is brown.
She had red hair.
Bro, her hair is brown.
Her natural hair color is brown.
If you're watching this on YouTube, we're about to put a picture right now to see if it's brown or red. Actually, if you're watching the YouTube or you're doing the podcast, I want you to go to the YouTube and comment what color Mary Jane, Zendaya's hair is in Far From Home. Put that in the comments right now, okay? Go ahead and put it in the comments because it's brown. Red. It's brown. Actually, hold up. Yeah, I'm saying the right thing. It's Brown. It's Brown. But anyway, I'm just not a fan of her personality. Like it just doesn't match. Yeah. But I definitely love his friend Ned. Ned honestly makes the movie, dude.
Bro, Ned needs an Emmy or an Oscar, whatever actors should get, because he's hilarious.
He's good, man. He's a really good actor, plays a really good friend character. But I think we can go ahead and address some of the points. I think the point that you had said about the Skrulls taking over, Nick Fury and the S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, you know what was funny? I kind of felt like it was off. Like when I first was watching the movie, I was like, something's off with Nick Fury's character. Like I was just like, it just wasn't matching. Like I was like, I don't know if it's the acting or if they're just trying to do it because it's a more comical movie. But I was like, he kind of seemed like he was acting weird. And maybe they did it on purpose, maybe they didn't, and maybe I was just overthinking it. But I was just like, something's a little off. So I wasn't too surprised. I was like, oh snap! I'm wondering how long they were like that. But in this movie, something was off with him to me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it definitely threw in a loop for me because at first I was like, Nick Fury's not this weird and kind of like, I don't pretentious isn't the right word, but like super like on the Spider. Like, are you ready to step up or not? And then like when he started listing off all the like the superheroes to like help initially, he was like Thor in space, Captain Marvel on another planet, Captain America basically dead. And then
I feel something was off. Something was definitely off. And then you said the second one was Happy and Peter's aunt.
That was what I didn't like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, the point that you did not like, or something that was kind of like different and off. So, I mean, I think it's fine. I mean, I think everybody still is like, Aunt May is supposed to be old. Aunt May, like old, you know what I'm saying?
Like, it's like from a ghost movie.
But that's what Aunt May's supposed to be. She ain't supposed to be like this young, like kind of hip mom or aunt. You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
That is true. I think, actually thinking about it, I like how they kind of gave a throwback in respect to the first Iron Man when Spider-Man had to make his suit on the plane when they're going to...
That was cool. Yeah, that was cool. I thought they were forcing it to the point about Iron Man being like the Uncle Ben figure. I feel like they were forcing that relationship a lot, you know? And like, oh, he's going to be the next... I'm like, all right, like we get it. Like he was like the adopted son of, you know, Tony Stark. But I felt like they pushed it too much. But it was cool for him to make his suit in there. Like it was really cool. I would say that for sure. 100%.
I will say Disney continues to surprise me because like when Mysterio had him trapped in all those illusions, then he had like the zombie Iron Man came out. That was crazy. And then when the train
hit him, I jumped. I
was like, Spider-Man's dead.
Oh yeah, dude. I was like, there's no way he's alive from that. He was like sitting in the actual train. I was like, how is this man alive? I know he's got super strength, but that was a high speed train. Like that thing went boom, and it's crazy. But that was kind of crazy. But yeah, you know what is actually interesting? A lot of the Easter eggs that are in there. I think if we're trying to like think about what's coming next, because I think that's a great transition of like what's coming next. But before we get to that, some of the Easter eggs that I saw in there was the Ben BFP.
Ben Franklin Parker.
Exactly. I saw that on his suitcase, which was really cool. So that was kind of like an ode to Ben Parker. And then the second one is Dimitri, the guy who's like the bus tour guy, like the with the beard and everything. Like they're saying that he's supposed to be the chameleon. So it's interesting. I don't know if they're gonna do it, but it's interesting to see what they do. But that all doesn't matter because Marvel Disney no longer has the rights to Spider-Man.
Guys, everyone should just
let's just have let's have a moment of silence. Yeah, a moment of silence.
Rest in peace.
Dang it, man. Why they had to get rid of him, bro? Why they had to get rid of him?
I don't know.
You probably know the details more than me, man.
Honestly, at the end of the day, it came down to money. Disney wanted more of a share of it to be more 50-50 because at the time, Sony was making more of like 80-20, but Disney was like putting all like the storyboarding and actually like making the director. And like that's why it wasn't the Russo. Yeah, Kevin Feige isn't directing like that third one or whatever because... They were like, look, like you guys came to us and were like, we know you guys make good movies and we haven't made a great Spider-Man movie. So
that I just don't know it's going to be good again, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they got to put that deal back together because what they did with Spider-Man was great.
I don't think they will though. They said that like there's no foreseeable future. Like I feel like they're gonna end up they're gonna continue the movies. I don't know like how they're gonna make a spin on the story or whatever because like Peter Parker's identity was revealed and they can't be like, oh, it was a Skrull.
And that was the craziest thing. Now we know his identity and now I'm like, so what do you guys got to do now? Right? Like that happened in another universe, I guess, Marvel universe, and now Sony universe is just like impossible. Didn't happen. right? And then you got to combine it with Venom. And I'm like, Venom's mood and everything was way different. And I'm going to get it because Venom is supposed to be dark. But it just doesn't seem to match the Spider-Man that we know. So it's like they're going to have to make a change.
That's true. And they don't even have, like, Peter Parker. You don't even know, like, the real, like, relationship between the two. Like, and
Exactly.
in different comics, they were rivals in terms of, like, working on the paper back in, like, the old Spider-Man 3. And some of the different cartoons, they're, like, Eddie Brock was like somewhat of an older brother figure to him.
Yeah, so it's like, well, how they're going to make that relationship, basically.
Right.
And think about it. Tom Holland and
Tom Hardy.
Like
the Toms.
Yeah, the Toms. But, like, it's like, I don't know. I just don't know how that relationship's going to work. So I'm afraid that, unfortunately, I think Spider-Man is going to the grave again.
I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to be a little bit optimistic. They might not go with Venom as the villain. Tom Holland had kind of hint dropped what he had wanted, which I feel like now at this point he kind of has the leverage to say that he wanted to see like Kraven the Hunter, which I think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Or the only one, or he was like Morbius, and I don't want to see that. Morbius is a vampire.
I have the Spider-Man encyclopedia.
You just said Morbius, like
I know, like Morbius is, and he's like a terrible like villain to choose. I know he's a Guys, I have a Spider-Man encyclopedia that I got back in middle school, and I read that thing probably like 20 times. I know all of Spider-Man. Don't you ever test me. If you ever test me in my Spider-Man skills, we gonna have some issues. You know what? Bleep this out right. Anyway, no, you can tell.
Ben Reilly, Peter Parker.
Peter Parker, Ben Reilly's the clone.
No,
what's
actually,
good? No, don't even pull it. No, you don't know.
Yeah, he's not supposed.
Look it in the
Peter
book.
Parker, I looked in the book.
Peter Parker is not the clone.
He's supposed to be the clone. It's okay.
This is what happens when you wear a Batman shirt to the set. And you want to talk to me about Spider-Man. Anyway, we're going to continue. I still think that Sony is going to ruin Spider-Man. I guess you're taking the other side. Is that what you're saying?
No, they're definitely still going to ruin it. But I think they're going to make a good third movie.
Yeah. So, anyway, Far From Home, if I'm going to give it a rating, I'm going to give it a 7.5. I think 7.5 is a good rating. I thought it was good. I thought it was, like, for a Spider-Man fan, like, I already knew it was going to happen. And, again, I'm not a big fan of Mary J's character. That's why I'd give it 7.5, 8 if I'm generous. Actually, no, I'm giving it 7.5 because Sony now takes it over, and I should drop it to a 6, but it's 7.5. But
wow, that's some salt right there. I would say 7.5, yeah. I think it was good, but nothing, like, over the top crazy. Yep. I mean, him trying to discover his spider sense was also a little weird to me. Like, that was
spider tingle
there. Yeah, so now it's just like, what do we do now with Spider-Man?
Next, man? Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
We'll have to have another recasting episode. Maybe you'll get Miles Morales.
Yo. Everybody listen to this right now. As soon as a Miles Morales movie is even in the thoughts, if you know anybody, I know I'm keeping my eye out. In fact, for Halloween, I am being Miles Morales, and I'm going to post so many pictures on Instagram and social media and go Noah for Miles. That's what I want to do. # Noah for Miles, because I want to be Miles Morales. I speak Spanish. Hola, ¿cómo estás? I could do the whole thing, man. I could do it. Soy Spider-Man. Come on. Like, I could do it.
Soy Spider-Man.
Yo, soy Spider-Man. Like, I could do it, man. Just put me in, coach. Put me in. But anyway, yes, that's what it would do. But to wrap the episode up, I want to kind of tell you guys the next episode, I think we're going to be going over the new
the Joker movie.
The Joker movie, and then are we thinking about now? When by the way, just some freaking news that came out. Disney Plus and DC, what is it called?
So the DC streaming service is already out.
Okay. And when does Disney Plus come out?
Disney Plus comes out November 11th, but they're already taking pre-orders.
Okay, cool. So we're going to pre-order that. So if you want to catch up on a lot of, so we were talking about the Disney, Marvel, situation. Well, they have a ton of shows. If you watch a lot of the shows on Netflix, like Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, I don't know, they stopped that.
I don't think those are going to be on the Disney Plus.
Really?
Yeah. No.
Well, if you like those type of movies, they are going to be bringing some shows to Disney Plus that are very Marvel focused. So if you want to catch those, comes up in November. We'll do a review on those. But yeah, next episode is going to be going over the Joker. We're going to go ahead. We're going to take things to the DC side of the house, your side of the house, and we're going to go over the Joker. So anyway, guys, we hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, don't forget to go ahead and subscribe, rate, and review if you haven't already. I think we should do a giveaway probably near like the end of the year for the best review. So if you haven't reviewed, go ahead and drop us a 5 stars if you thought this was a 5-star review. And we're always open to taking suggestions or anything. So if you have any comments, go ahead and put in the comments Like I said, does
What
Mary
you
Jane
think?
have black or red hair? But
Is brown or red hair? And
Brown
she
or red,
definitely have red hair.
brown or red hair. But anyway, go ahead and make sure if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe if you haven't already as well. And we'll catch you better. No,
Catch you later, guys. It's your boy G-Man.
it's your boy Noah, and we are the Superhero Brothas.